Hey guys, Supercar Street Racing here. I found this cool director's view setting on my S22 Ultra 5G, and it shows both the front and the back camera at the same freaking time. Can you believe it? All right, so this is part 3 of the pool remodel project, which you guys can see the pool right there. The thing's about to get remodeled in about 3 weeks, and the project that we're working on now is the LED pool light. And so I am going to have to pull new wire because here's the thing. So our goal is to hook up the existing switch box for the light. We're not going to use the switch. We are going to use the box, and we are going to run this new pool light that we got the other day, and you guys saw that video. We're going to use that, and we're going to pull new wire from the electrical panel over by the pool accessories to that electrical box where the switch is. But here's the thing. The new pool light has 4 wires for feeding the actual light. It has 2 wires for AC. There's only a hot wire in the box outside. We need neutral as well. So we need 6 wires total. We need 2 for AC and we need 4 for DC. So that's where this comes in. We have ordered a 6 conductor wire here. And I just opened it, but I haven't pulled it out of the box yet. You guys are the first to see it. And this is a 50 feet of 6 conductor wire. Gotta get it out somehow. Let's just dump it over, whatever. Not that I want you guys to see me that close and personal, but here is the spool of wire. I think I ordered 50 feet. That's expensive. And so this will allow us to run both AC, so we'll have a hot and a neutral from the pool area, electrical area, over to where the switch is. And also we'll be able to mount the control box for the new light right above the old switch, and it will get AC from this guy here. So let's see if we can open this wire with one hand. Probably gonna be difficult, huh? So I got my trusty scissors. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause down, open this wire. I'll be right back. All right, so I got this thing unboxed, and this guy had a note on it that said, if double stacking, please advise. Hey, I'm double stacking you. Hey. Okay, it didn't respond, so I guess it doesn't really have an opinion about double stacking. But as you can see here, we have 18 gauge 6 conductor wire, which is plenty for this. This is going to be, might be 16 gauge. Let me see. Yeah, it's 16 gauge actually, which is actually more than enough for 4 amps of current that's running from the switch for the pool light to the actual pool stuff. So I'll show you guys this now. So basically out here we have a switch for this guy. This is the pool light switch. Inside this box is only a hot wire. They did not pull a neutral from the pool pump area. They did pull a ground. So there's actually 3 wires. There is obviously a hot wire, and it returns over there. So there's 2 of those. One's blue, one's black. And there's also a ground. The issue being that the control box for the current light has a 12 volt DC output with 4 wires. Those 4 wires have to go to the pool pump over there. Pool light, sorry. So this is the box where the pool light feeds. So the wire from the pool light comes from way over there. It goes underground in a conduit. It comes up right here into this box, right there. From that box, we have a hot wire. There's 2 wires because you need 2 to control something with a switch. There's a blue and a black. Those run down this conduit in the ground to the switch box over there. And so we are pulling a new 6 conductor wire from this guy over to there, and we are pulling a new 6 conductor wire that came with the pool light from there to here. When we get inside this guy, we will tie off all 6 wires. Most likely we will solder and crimp them, and then they will go from here to there, along with AC, which is already in here, to there. So we will actually pull a new wire through this conduit all the way over to there. See that conduit that goes down to the ground? That only has 3 wires in it right now. It's got a hot feed, a hot return, and a ground. We are going to use those wires to pull a 6 conductor wire right through there. 4 wires for DC, 12 volts, 2 wires for AC, and we will leave the ground in there. That's what we're gonna do. Shouldn't be too hard, okay? And once we get over here to this guy, we will probably wire nut the 12 volt wires, but I'm not 100% sure yet how I'm gonna secure that connection. Wire nuts should be fine. I don't know. I might order some of those solder crimp things, but I kind of want to get this done and I don't have any, and wire nuts is what's in there now. I use wire nuts for AC all the time. Usually use like crimps or whatever for DC, but it doesn't really matter what you use. But yeah, inside this box here, that's where the pool light existing 110 volt wire comes from the pool light, and it ties in here to the switch over there, and it ties into the electrical system as well. So don't forget, when you have a switch, all you really need is hot wire. One in, one out, goes to the actual device. The neutral wire goes to the device, and that's all you need. So the next part of this video is going to be us actually trying to pull this 6 conductor wire from way over there to way over here. And now I'm kind of pleasantly surprised about how thin this wire is. I was a little worried about it getting through this conduit here, but I can see now that that's not going to be an issue, because there's only we really only need to keep the ground wire. We'll pull out the existing 2 neutral wires, and we will actually leave the ground wire in there, so we ground everything properly, and that will be the next step. So we're going to turn the power off to this guy here, and then we are going to actually tie our 6 conductor cable to the 2 hot wires that are in here now, and go on the other end of this, disconnect the wiring, and get a pair of pliers. I have a big set of pliers. We're going to pull that wire right through. In the process, I'm going to have somebody here helping me on this end to feed the wire down through the conduit, and then we're going to go from there. Hey guys, good morning. Supercar Street Racing here, and today we are working on our pool project, and we got in the wire which I showed you on the previous video here. So this is 6 conductor wire. We're going to be pulling it through the conduit today, and 2 of the wires will be for AC current, and the other 4 will be for DC connection to the pool light. But first things first, we have to turn off the breaker for the pool equipment, which is behind this shelf here. So I am going to move this shelf a little bit, enough to open the door. That's the one bad thing about having the shelf here, but I put it here for a reason. So here is the breaker panel, and pool is down here in the corner. Hopefully that shuts off all the power. Let's go ahead and do that now. It says pool right there. Let's go outside and make sure that there's no power getting to the pool equipment anymore. Heading out to the pool area. It's supposed to rain today. I'd like to get this done before that. So here is the pool pump. Let's make sure that that can't come on. All right, there's no power there. So we should be good with no power down here to this power box. So there is the wiring for the actual pool light. So this connector right here is where the wire comes from the pool light itself, and then these two and the ground are to the pool light switch over there. So we are going to be tying on to those and pulling in this new wire all the way over to there, which I haven't decided yet which way to pull. But here is here's the wire. We want to try to keep the ground, but these should be dead now. There shouldn't be any power going to these now, but I'm going to get my wire tester real quick and check that out. All right, guys, we got our electrical tester here. Oh, there's still power going to that wire. That is interesting. Okay, I got to figure out why. Be right back. All right, guys, so I went ahead and pulled the ground wire out because there is not enough room in this pipe for 3 wires to go through and the bundle. I'm going to attempt to tie off to these guys and pull this wire through, but it is going to be close. If it won't pull through, if it gives me problems, I'm going to actually put some lube on the wire to get it to go through, hopefully. But if it gives me issues, then I am probably going to have to take the outer insulation off of the wire and feed the wires through individually, because even with this and electrical tape, I don't think the wire is going to fit through there. So I'm going to go ahead and try that now and see if I can tie off the wire. So I'm going to grab the bundle. I honestly thought that there was enough wire, enough room for all the wires to go through this, but it is borderline almost the exact same size as this wire. Now, it's not going to go through with these other two. It's way too, yeah. I mean, maybe, but this last little edge here, there's a little lip in there, and that's going to be difficult to get through with all 3 wires. I mean, I can try to push it through, see what happens. I really would like to keep these 2 wired, but when it hits the turn, I think I'm going to have problems. Well, maybe not. You know what? I'm going to try it like that. Be right back. I'm going to grab some lube. Alright, guys, I got my PB Blaster oil here, and put some gloves on it because it's going to get messy. That's the other bummer. But I really am going to try to push this through with these 2 wires still there, because I want to have 2 extra wires if I can, in case I want to do something else. So I'm going to spray some of this down into the spraying this down into the hole. Try to lube up these wires a little bit. And this is pretty stiff cable, so I'm going to attempt to push it through. And if it works, it's a miracle. Definitely going in better now with the PB Blaster. There is a couple turns that it may not make it through. Yep, not gonna happen. It hit the turn. Oh. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Now of course the wire is all slippery and I gotta put tape on it to pull it through with this other one. Need to grab a rag real quick, I'll be back. Alright guys, I got some Windex now to clean the wire off with because now I have to tape it. There's oil all over it. I thought for sure I could get around that turn, but it's not happening. So, I'm going to clean this off. I think I might be able to leave one wire in there. I'm really going to try. This is going to be painful though. I can tell already. If I can't get this wire through, that means I have to mount the control box over there. And I'm not looking forward to that at all. So I'm gonna tape this off and hope that I don't need to pull one of these other wires out to get this through. I mean, there's a distinct possibility that might be the case because once I start wrapping this wire, it just gets thicker and thicker. And there's barely enough room in this conduit. So usually you leave a good amount of overlap so that you can get tape around this guy. But my worry is that it's going to be too thick to go into the box. Oh yeah, and don't pull too hard on this side because you'll pull the existing wire out. So it might also help to wrap it around a couple of times, the big cable, and just hope that you can get your wire through. And hope you don't pull off the other wire. I'm leaving the blue. I'm going to go ahead and pull the black through, I think. I really need a second person for this, honestly. Have a shot at this with all that tape on there. Okay, I'm going to go to the other side and pull just a tiny bit, see if I can get the slack out. So we're pulling the black wire through. Okay, I saw it move. I don't know if that's going to go in there, guys. It's really tight. Yep, I'm going to have to pull the other wire back out. There's no way that's going. Wet. So there is moisture in that conduit for sure. All the wires are wet. Alright, I'm going to give this a shot now. If this doesn't work, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. That first little bit is tough. Okay, wow, I need a second person for this so bad. Man, I don't know if that part's gonna go through. All right, here I go. I'm gonna try to pull. I'm actually super worried about this. So guess what? My wire broke. Came right off. So if this won't go through, I'm gonna have to get a fish tape because I'd say about 15 feet it came apart. And that kind of blows my mind. But there's plenty of room in here now. If I wanted to, I could pull this wire back through with extra. Hopefully it got around the curves, but if it has to make a turn upwards, we might have a problem. Unbelievable. I think I see it over there, which is good. I think it's right at the top. I think I see the wire. Guys, you might be lucky. I thought I saw it, but there's definitely water in the conduit. It's really tough. I should be close, guys. Go see if that went through. Okay, there's water coming out at the other end. So this cable's definitely right up against the walls. It's hurting my hands really bad, by the way. There was water almost to the top of the other side. So I'm getting close. Let's go see if that went. Alright, so there's actually water coming out of the other side now. I believe I'm getting there. Just hope I don't have to make another turn. I don't remember how much cable I pulled out with the black wire. It wasn't very much. I should have put the gloves on before. Going somewhere. Good thing it's a stiff cable. Aha! Yes! Guys, I can't believe this. So stoked. This just saved my life. I didn't think I was getting this through. Now the only bummer is I don't have a ground, but that doesn't mean it's not grounded to the pool light, because the pool light's gonna ground right here. But there is our wire, and there's the tape that pulled right out. So I got some extra here. I'm gonna leave. Look at the water that came out. So that conduit is actually full of water, which tells me it is leaking somewhere underground, this would be my thought. But yeah, we pulled all this wire out. We got this guy right here. Now we need to finish the wiring on this side and mounting the control box. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount the control box right here. We're going to drill a hole, because I don't think I'll be able to get this top cap off. I can try. Let's see if I can get that off. Oh, I don't even have my screwdriver. Alright, got my screwdriver. So the plan is we're going to come in from the top into this box. Yeah, there's no way that's ever coming off. I'm going to have to drill into the top of this. We're going to go into and the box is also mounted crooked, which looks like crap. But we're going to go drill a hole in the top of this. We're going to mount our controller for our new light right up against this and run the wiring through there, silicone seal this up really nice, and that's where we're going to hook up our light. So we can go ahead and cut this guy here. Let's leave a little extra. You never know. All right, got my working pliers for this, guys. There's the 6 conductor, and now let's grab the drill a hole through the top here, and then we'll work on everything else. All right, guys, I got my step bit here. I'm going to go ahead and I just need a hole big enough for this to go through. Wow, so easy to get through. So what we're doing, actually no, I take that back. We need a hole big enough for both of the wires of the controller to go through. So it's gonna have to be fairly big. So I got the torque too low. So that, that might do it. I'm gonna go grab the controller. All right, we got our controller box here. Here's the 2 wires that come out of the controller. One of them is for AC. The other one is for the light itself. But notice on the back of this guy that they come out on opposite ends. We want to change that. We want them to come out on like the center. So hopefully this wire comes out. Can't get this. Okay. I guess it comes out. Oh, no, it doesn't. Well, that's a problem. Bummer. So I can't get the wires disconnected. They're permanent right here, so I don't think I can push this through. Wait, yes I can. Okay. Alright, so hopefully I didn't just break this wire, but I did crimp it. So first step is pulling the wires through their existing holes. Now we need to drill right there to let the wires come through the center. So let's grab our step bit. So basically we're gonna drill right through here. Right in there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Just a hole big enough for the wires to go through. So we got our hole drilled. Now can we get the wires fed through it? That may not be big enough. Let's test. So I'm trying to feed this power wire through and the insulation's getting caught. Alright, so we got our power wire mostly fed. Let's see if I can get it all the way through. I think that's going to work, guys. Until I start breaking the wires from bending them so much. So I've got the power wire through. Now I'm feeding through the DC voltage wire. Alright, success. So this is what I did. Drilled a hole in the center of that so that these wires could feed through. Now we need to put these into the box. So we're feeding these into the electrical box. And just so you guys understand exactly what's happening here, this is how it's going to mount. Now, actually, there's a lip in the way. That's a bummer. The mounting lip is in the way, so I think I'm going to get a small piece of PVC to put between there. So I'm going to go grab my PVC, take you guys with me, and we're going to cut a little piece of PVC off to make a little conduit for the wires to travel through. So we're out here in the garage now. I already pulled some PVC out, and all we need is a piece of PVC to go between the control box . Small piece, so I think I can kind of put it straight in my hand. I don't really have a vise or anything to hold it on, but really my miter saw would be perfect for this, but I have to break that all out. You don't need much. Wow, solid. Go. Yes, I'm cutting my gas cans. Give it 5 seconds so my miter's off. Quicker too. Yep. Super crooked. That's not gonna work. So let's bust out the miter saw. Guess why be lazy, huh? Okay, we'll just do it right there. Try not to be lazy like I am. Saw. We're gonna have to redo the end of this because it's. I'll just use this end, it's better. It's a very short piece. That is about to be a disaster. So let me reposition you guys so you can see. So I'm just going to trim the end off of this. We need like maybe two, not even 2 inches, maybe like 1.5 inches. All the block. Alright, so I got my piece here, and we are going to use this clear caulk when we mount this. We're going to also need mounting screws. Let's find some mounting screws. Some wood screws. It's a nice one. Got my screw assortment here. Kind of wish they weren't all just like everywhere. I'm gonna find 4 screws. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our mounting screws. We got our silicone sealer. Let's head outside. You guys are with me. We are gonna mount this guy come heck or high water. Yeah, that wire was like $70 by the way, and I only used half of it. So here's what we're doing. So we are going to use this here and mount the controller right above it, run the wires through the conduit. This is wood, so I can use wood screws on that guy, but I want to get a level. But I probably don't need a level because, well, actually this guy's crooked. So if I level the top guy, if I put it up against this at the bottom, it's going to be crooked. So I'm going to level the top one because it looks stupid without it. But basically this is how it's going to work. So we're going to put this conduit here, just like this. These guys are going to run through the conduit, the PVC. It's going to go all the way up against the bottom of the unit, like this. And we're going to feed these wires through. We're going to mount our controller to the wall, like this. Just like that. And then we are going to silicone around this to seal up the gaps. That's what it's going to look like right there. Yep, you guys can see that. I'm going to raise the picture just a little bit though. So I can eyeball this. You can see how bad off this guy is. It's really crooked. This is going to be straight, that's going to be crooked. So yeah, got my bit here for this guy. So I'm going to change out my drill bit here to my actual, whoops, I dropped the wrong thing. It's hard with one hand. Alright, I got my drill bit ready. I'm just eyeballing it to the edge of the wood there. So it should be perfect. Hopefully I can get this screw in. Okay, so it already tried to lock on me. It has a little bit of play in the mounting tab. There's a hole The hole is elongated, so you can probably move it just slightly if you mess up. But man, these things do not want to go. They just want to walk all over the place. Oh, it's not good. These guys suck. Yeah, these screws are not trying to start. Ah, seriously? Oh my god, okay. I'm about to lose my temper here with this. No. Try the little sleeve thing. Dude. Can't even blow up on this thing. Well, I guess that's fine. It looks level. Yeah, this one didn't go in all the way. Okay, that's fine. Off a little bit on the tube, but that'll work. This screw didn't go in all the way. I'm going to end up having to put a different screw in there. It doesn't need bottom screws, it's not going anywhere. Now we're going to take our silicone. Yeah, that screw didn't go in. Not sure why. But this side is giving me a problem. So I'm going to try the bottom screw down here. There might be like metal in there or something that it's not liking. Ugh. Okay, it's still straight. Okay, that one went in good. Let's see if I can get this guy to go in. Just so it looks better. Alright, it went in that time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the fourth screw in here. Just so it looks normal. Boy, it hates this. Yeah, I don't like that one. Like, at all. Yeah, it's not liking that one for whatever reason. But we got 3 out of 4 in there. I can probably drill that out and get that one in there. Now let's take our clear silicone. Here's a tip, by the way, when you have these reusable ones, if you put tape over the lip, it will not harden up on you. It comes out white, but it dries clear. So I'm just going to put a good bead around this pipe. Also, I didn't do this, but I can do it right now in the pool. If you wet your towel, it makes working with this stuff way easier. Okay, it moved a little bit. So paper towels work better, but I got this rag. Then you just run your finger around that. Probably come back later with another little layer of this stuff. The little pipe is wanting to move. So once that's cured, I can come back and put another layer so the pipe doesn't move on me. Oh, that's perfect. I just can't get it like up in the back. So what I'll also do is when I'm done wiring, I'll put some silicone like on the inside of this pipe as well. So in case water runs down this guy, which it's going to because it's exposed, then water can't get in at all. Yeah, there's nothing on the back here that worries me a little bit. I'm gonna try to put some back there. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Can't get back there. Got some back there. I don't think I got it all though. So I'll do that later once this first step dries. So don't forget to tape your silicone sealer back up when you're done. Just get some tape and wrap it around the opening here so it doesn't dry up. Wrap the top of it. You'll be able to reuse this stuff for a while. Just like that. And then we have our wires hanging. So the next thing we need to do is strip this back, but we don't need that much. We're probably gonna have to take a lot of this wire or just push it through to the other side. Can't use all that wire. We have to have enough just to get into the box. So we need our razor knife here. We're going to try to slice open the external sheath without breaking. Woo, almost got myself. Would have been good. When you're doing this, I mean, it's hard to not get the wiring inside. So, yeah. So we need enough to wiring nut it. And so take off your, make sure you guys can still see this, yeah. Take off your so that should be enough there. Should have 6 conductors in here. Now we're gonna have to design our own wiring code if the wires colors don't match from the control unit here. But I haven't looked yet to see really what we have. So we need to know this also on the other end so we don't wire it incorrectly to the actual pool light. So it looks like we need, alright, so they have, yeah, this isn't gonna, the colors aren't gonna match. So we're gonna design a new color code for this. We don't have a lot to work with here. I don't want to take too much of this out, but at the same time, we need to put a switch in this box. So we can't have too much extra or the switch won't go in. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. All right, so red, black, red, black. These actually are for AC power. We can't use them for the DC red and black. Totally different. So the red and the black for our wire we ran are actually going to go to AC power here. So we're going to use that. And we're going to try to ground this inside this box if we can. Possible. Alright, so we got yellow, orange, blue, and brown to match up with basically red, black, green, and blue. So the only one that really matches is blue. So I'm going to design a map for this and I will be back. Alright guys, I got my wire strippers here. Beware, these suck for solid wire. They're only good for stranded wire. I got my wiring nuts. These would be perfect for this. So if it turns out we don't have enough room in here to put in a switch, then we will just not have a switch. But my plan was to put a smart switch here and leave this on, and I could turn the smart switch on with Alexa, because this guy is not controllable with Alexa. So first of all, I need to probably cut some of this wire off. Honestly, I hate to do it. Oh, I don't like doing this. It gets me nervous, but there's plenty of wire, so whatever. So keep in mind, after this, I've got to strip some section back. And so this is, I'm really literally cutting the wire off the thing right now. The wire that came with the actual box. I left a little pigtail here. I'm going to try to strip this back now without cutting through the individual wires and without cutting my hand off. So that can be tricky, but try the old circle it with the razor method and see if I can get this sheath off of here. So there's what's inside that bundle. That's the 4-wire bundle that feeds the actual pool light. So we still got to get this inside there. And these wires are very small, by the way. I think they're just signal wires, and I think red and black is power. So I got my strippers here. Let's see how they work. Oh, they work great. Okay. My automatic stripper. Okay, it didn't work so good on that one. Or that one. Okay, there we go. These things are a lifesaver when you work with speakers. Yep, so strip those 4 back. Go ahead and twist those up. Now normally I would solder or crimp or whatever, but in this case, I'm just going to use wiring nuts. I built my map, by the way. Here's my map that I'm going to use for the wiring codes. go ahead and strip this guy back here, and the rest I'll pull through the other side. Yep, it does not like this wire. It worked, but not very well. Yeah, so it's breaking the wire down there. Strippers just don't like this, whatever this is. And it broke the wire, it broke the insulation like down a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip it manually, I guess. This wire has some kind of like plastic coating on it. Yeah, see, it broke the insulation down here. Probably take that up after. But yeah, it doesn't like. It's ripping the wire further down the chain, which I hate that. It's this coating on the wire, it's like slipping. Maybe I can hold the wire. Yeah, that worked. So I held the wire, didn't let it slip. That worked. All good installers use their teeth, by the way. It's slipping. Okay, so I got all those stripped. First things first, red, black are for AC 110. They're a little bit thicker. Those are mapped to, this is the power wire for the controller. So this is actual AC. I have to cut this to make room in the box. Don't need a lot, but I don't want to leave myself with not too much. Scary, 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 scary. Now I gotta strip this back. So, got my, really, you can strip it as much as you want now because the rest is inside the box. So here's our AC power for the controller. And I think my wire strippers will knock this out because it's braided. Yep. And that one has a little bit of problems. Yep. Need a little bit more on the white. And the white kind of short. Okay, that works. Got that stripped. Hopefully you guys can see this with no problem. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, wiring. Remember, we got to fit all this stuff back in the box too. So I got my wire nuts here. First things first, we know red and black from our wire that goes over to the electrical box goes to red and black. Let's go ahead and get that wired up. Actually, I almost did that wrong. This is for AC power, so I had the wrong one. Push this down as much as I can in the box. Okay. All I need is enough room to work with. All right, so don't forget, red black is AC power. We'll call red the hot wire. So red maps to our new wire. So red goes to the neutral wire. And that's the one where there was some insulation that got stripped off. Take one wrap of tape around this bad boy. Okay, we're not going to do The hot because we don't have a switch yet. I gotta order it. I'm gonna do a smart switch. So these two guys will go through the switch. That will turn this on. We'll leave this power on. These two guys will switch it. We will be right back. We're back, guys, with the wiring of the switch. We got our mat. Let's try to blow away in the wind. It's way over here now. We need this for when we wire the opposite side to the pool light. So if we look at our map here, we're gonna map red from the controller. Oh, did I just do that wrong? Yeah, I think I did that wrong. Yeah. Yep, I did that wrong. I gotta redo that. Nope, I was in panic mode. I don't have to redo that. Now so this is the controller to the pool light. So we map this red to the yellow in our brand new wire. So let's get that done real quick. Need a wire nut. Yeah, I started freaking out because I thought I did it wrong. FYI, guys, the wire from the controller's smaller than the wire that I pulled, but it doesn't matter. I could have probably gotten a smaller, you know, like extension wire for this and save some money. This is going to be a lot in this box. Oh man. Alright, so we got red done. Let's do black to orange. Black from the controller to the pool light goes to orange. Got that. Got our wiring nuts. Works great, man. Those are perfect. Green is going to go to brown. Green to brown. Grab our wiring nut. These are all saved wiring nuts from like when I buy ceiling fans and stuff. I have like about 20 of these guys. That should be good and tight, by the way, when you do the wiring nut. Alright, now blue goes to blue. That one was easy. Blue's got a little bit of extra, a little bit of a long pigtail there. We might have to trim it. Let's see. This wire nut goes on good. Nope, that's fine. Drop my wiring nuts, and then the last wire is nothing. We're done. We just need to tape these up. Make sure you save your map of the wires, because you're going to need that on the other end if you do an extension like I did. Let's get some. This is ground, so this is going to go to the ground on the box. Get some of this stuff out of the way. So I'm just putting a little piece of tape over each one of the wiring nuts. You don't need much, like less than an inch. It's just kind of a little assurance that I like to do when I wire electrical switches up. Do this, I wrap tape around the outlets too and switches when I install switches. I go around the perimeter of the switch. Just assures, like, if something slips out, it won't short out. And you know, this is an expensive pool light, so you definitely don't want that guy shorted. Now that we're all wired, all we have left is a ground we have a ground and we have a hot wire for our switch. So this will go to the switch. I gotta order it. This ground, we need to ground right there, even though there's no ground coming up through the wiring anymore because I had to pull it out. I don't think I can get a ground through this. Let's see if I can get a ground stuffed back through there. Maybe. Let's see what happens when I hit the turn. If I can get this ground wire stuff back through there, I will definitely ground this box. But I think I'm gonna hit the turn and, oh, maybe. Well. No, I think I hit the, nope, it won't go past that part. I'm not gonna worry about it, honestly. Pool light's gonna be grounded over there. Yeah, I can't get the ground through. So, I will ground this controller off to the box here. I gotta go get my bit set for that. Alright guys, so I got a terminal. Forgot to get the crimp tool though. I'll be back. This time, for real. I got my little terminal here for the ground. It's pretty small. These terminals suck, by the way. Generally don't tend to stay on. But I got the wire in the terminal. We'll try to crimp it. If it doesn't stay on, you can just go on with bare wire. Alright, so I crimped on the ground. Seems pretty legit. It's a screw. That was on it before. Go ahead and screw that back in. Couldn't find my, it uses like a cabinet type screw bit, but I was able to get a flathead to just do the same thing. Alright, I got my ground attached, guys. So this is the old switch. I mean, I hate to use this because it's a dimmer. I think I'm just going to order like a regular switch. But for now, we can actually just put these wires together. The neutral, I mean not neutral, the hot, just until we get the switch so that we can test out the power to this guy. So we got neutral to black. We got, sorry, this is hot, black is hot. We got the hot wires together, black. We got the neutral to red. So over on the other side, we need to hook up the red wire to the neutral, and we need to hook up the black wire to the hot. We're gonna do that right now. So we have literally this much over here to deal with. We have to cut it like pretty short, which scares me to death. But I'm gonna pull as much wiring as I can where I can put you guys to watch this. Alright guys, we are over by the electrical box for the pool. Well, believe it or not, that didn't break the camera. Wow. The thing fell straight down into the rocks and it didn't break. Good video, right? So we got this wire and stuff in the way down here. Sorry guys, I'll edit get this out. All right guys, we are over here by the electrical box. I'm sorry if this thing's in the way. Now we need to cut this wire. It's actually pretty greasy, so I'm gonna go grab the Windex. Alright guys, I got the Windex. This conduit is full of water, by the way. So yeah, it's still greasy from the oil that I put on it to get it to come through the thing. So we got this clean. Now we're going to cut it. I don't know. I'm going to leave some extra, I think. We got to get this inside the housing too. So I don't know. We got to do a lot of wiring nuts and stuff. Yes. We only have this much room. Try this. Strip back our wire. Now we can only hook the power up for the controller. We don't have the pool light yet run because the pool needs to be refinished first. So this last step is just making sure that we have power to our controller. We will reseal this up until we can get in the pool and then pull our pool light wires. So we're stripping this back. All these are going inside the electrical box. Wire's really stiff, man. Probably need more than that. Glad I got a new knife. Hopefully you guys can see it when I cut my hand off. All this has to go inside of the housing. So for now, we only need to strip back red and black. Remember, black is our AC hot wire, red is our AC neutral wire. So let me grab our strippers over here real quick. Stripper wires. We want to make sure we do this correctly. This is the wire that doesn't strip very well. That worked pretty good. It took some of the wire with it. Okay though. So here is our neutral and our hot wire. We need to put red to neutral. I always tap it because I'm scared to death. So we're going to put our neutral wire there. And make sure that that is nice and snug. Should not be able to pull that wire out when you're done. Now we put our hot wire here. Make sure that's good and snug. I'm gonna go grab the wire nuts so I can cap off the other ones for now. I'm just putting temporary caps on these for the pool light. Now remember, we can't do these because the pool light is not yet wired and the wire is not yet pulled. So Actually, yeah, I gotta look at something real quick. We'll be right back. Guys, I made a mistake in the wiring. We're no longer having to supply a switch to the pool light, so I had that wired incorrectly. So this hot wire here doesn't get wired up at all. That's going away. And this neutral wire for the pool light actually can come out. We don't want that there. This is the feed to the old pool light. It doesn't work that way anymore. Now the controller is what supplies the power to the pool light using DC instead of AC. So we no longer need any of these pool light connections. And actually, this ground wire for the pool light can come out too. We don't need to do that right now. This is the wire that feeds the pool light. So this thing's ready for power. As soon as I cap off these other ones, we can test the power. Those guys are good and capped. So these are the 4 that are going to feed the pool light wire once it gets pulled, but the pool needs to be resurfaced first. And then we'll pull the new pool light wire using this guy. So let's turn the power on and see what happens. All right, guys, so I turned the breaker back on. We are going to go over here and check out if we explode the planet when I hit this button. All right, so it looks like we have power. Manual control, white, red, yep. So this thing's working fine. We are good to go. I just need to order a switch for this guy. I'm gonna get an RGB switch like I have all the other ones, and hopefully it will fit inside this box with all these extra wire nuts here. But yeah, we are good to go. So that's gonna conclude the second part of this pool light installation. However, it's the third part of the pool project videos. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys need help with this, let me know, and I will hook you guys up. Have a good day, guys.